嗯，外面下雨，会不会停啊？
没有雨了，
嗯，
那就去。
大概1天了喂，
啊，
对，1天喂。
這樣會聽。
Yeah, yeah, for lunch.
嗯，
Okay,
我想我真係
okay. Okay, so hi guys. Welcome to our Quickfire math session. This is the number one session already. I lost count when I was typing I don't know what number to type. Is it an 18 session already? Is it 18?
I don't know.
I know it's less than 20. I know it's less than 20, but I totally forgot like what I totally forgot what number already. But anyways, once again, welcome to our quickfire session. As usual, what we are doing here is a weekly quickfire session for students to actually come in to ask questions or to do topical revision for any of the max topics. Okay, so this is just one of the initiatives that I'm doing, and it's been started since February. So we are coming now to June already. So we are close to 4 months, already. So right now, the changes and the formatting and the presentation has been ongoing. So previously has been taking questions and doing more of a live session, but now I'm just taking out like random specimen papers to do and go through if there are no one asking questions. But of course, if there are people wants to come on board into the Zoom meeting to want to ask questions, to do revision, or maybe you want to go through certain concepts, okay, feel free by all means. So I will just like stop my random teaching and then I'll just go to the revision that you guys requested. So previously in my previous stream, if you guys could actually go to my YouTube channel, I've covered quite a few topics, especially in the upper secondary domain. These things like your trigonometry, your what else? Binomials, quadratic equation, graphs, all these things. Okay, and subsequently last week we actually did like Sec 4 AMAX paper. I think it's paper 1. Okay, so today I think we went through like half of it. Oh, we're about to finish paper 1, so we want to go through like paper 2 and continue from there. Okay, so of course, like I mentioned, right now this is being live on both Facebook, YouTube, and Zoom. So if you guys got any questions that you all want to ask or any topics that you want me to go through, feel free by all means. Okay. So in any case, I'll just go through my sharing and just continue to do as it is over here on the screen. Okay, I don't want to make it too rigid to be like a fixed format, because I know that there are, like I mentioned many times in my previous streams, there are many people out there who is much more established, much more experienced doing the same thing already, and they have already like scheduled a whole list of topics over the next few weeks. So people who want to listen to that specific topic will just come into that specific stream itself. Okay, but that is something that I want to stray away from, because ultimately I want it to be more of a mutual communication lah. Okay, so you all can just come in and ask accordingly. So for example, let's say if this topic is something you might have not learned yet, okay, like for example you are a Sec 2 and then someone asking for a Sec 4 topic, you guys can also listen through and have a glimpse of what you guys will be learning in the future. Or maybe you are now a Sec 3 and somebody comes in and asks a Sec 1 question. You guys can also take it as a revision, because ultimately all of these things will be tested in O levels at the end of the day. Okay, so I want to make it a more freestyle communication method. So that's why we call it quickfire, because it's like in Chinese we call it 快问快答. Okay, so whenever you all just have questions or topics related to mathematics, just come in to ask. It's like no boundaries, no boundaries. Okay, but it's as long as within primary school to O levels, all questions are welcome. Okay, so this is just one of the free resources that I'm doing. At the same time, I'm also creating a few more resources on top of the previous ones that I've been doing already. So Telegram channels are still ongoing for primary school and secondary school. And then my Instagram is there. What else? Discord servers are there. Okay, Discord is still a bit inactive lah, I have to say. It's quite inactive because I haven't been actively marketing about the Discord server and boosting it. Okay, WhatsApp groups, yes, they are ongoing, also not as active. Maybe now because most of people have entered the June holidays already, all like holiday mood already. Okay, the stressful WA2 period is over, and then so the questions and the intensity has toned down quite a bit. So right now, as we enter into the June holidays, the main highlight will be more towards for the graduating students, for those who are in P6 and those who are in Sec 4 taking the O levels this year. Okay, so in conjunction to that, we are also preparing for our exam training program. So I have been talking and marketing about it a couple of times over the past few streams. And the response is quite positive, and we are ready to kickstart the first P6 program starting from next tomorrow, next day. Yeah, next day, yeah. next day. Okay, so at the same time, actually today by right, we are supposed to do like it's supposed to be A max paper. Today is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So Tuesday, Wednesday. Today is supposed to be A max paper 2. E. Today is supposed to be Today is E max paper 1. So E max paper 1. So just nice. I also want to take this opportunity since we are also by right supposed to be doing E-Maths paper 1 today. So I'll just go through maths papers now. So I'll just take it as like an online maths. We can take it like a maths tutorial or maths lecture. Okay, by all means. Okay, I'll just be continuing doing this, and then from time to time, whenever it's closer to the exam period, maybe I'll take a break from the streams, and then I will come back and rewatch these streams and maybe take out some questions that has been gone through. Okay, so maybe like a highlight question of the day or something. So if you all got any ideas or any suggestions or feedback, you all can let me know also. Okay, so ultimately right now, what else are there? Okay, Discord, Telegram, WhatsApp. Oh yeah, I just created a Xiaohongshu chat also. So I realized that Xiaohongshu, there are also a group of people who are also studying in Singapore as well, and they also need help in terms of mathematics. But what is the challenge for them is that they may take a bit more time to understand like English material. Okay, so they need a bit more time into understanding the English words and how they comprehend questions, especially for younger children when they are studying PSLE this year. So in terms of the problem sums that they have, so for China students, they might have a bit more difficulty. So I just created a Xiaohongshu chat in that app itself. So for people to actually come in to like ask questions and so on and so forth. So I'm not sure you guys use Xiaohongshu over here, but if you guys do use Xiaohongshu, then go ahead, join my channel as well. You guys should be able to find my channel. But normally I've been using Xiaohongshu mainly for my own media consumption, and maybe to see what the China people are doing in terms of sharing and teaching mathematics. Okay. So without further ado, let's get started into the papers today. Okay, let me try to fix my screen also. Yes, turn black. Okay, yeah. Okay, so without further ado, let's continue to start on where we left off last week. Okay, I shall not waste any more time. Okay, make co-host. Okay, so share. Okay, so our screen is up. Okay, last week we went on to the binomial theorem. Okay, the binomial theorem is what we did last week. So this week we're just going to be continuing on our questions in our A-Maths paper. Okay. Okay, like I said, what I'm going through is just Sec 4 A-Maths. If you guys got any other E-Maths questions, lower Sec Maths questions, hey, just ask. Just come here and ask. Doesn't matter. Okay, I can just like pause this one and then come to you all. Okay. Let me check my 小红书。14 units. Okay. Yeah, apparently. Yeah, okay. The Xiaohongshu chat has just started, so I'm also trying to make the best use of all the features and all. Okay. Okay, come, let's continue. Oh, the food is so nice. I'm distracted by the food. I can cheese? Later, okay. Later. Okay, let's continue. Okay, the equation of a curve is y equals to 2 minus x minus 2x plus 3 over x plus 3. Find dy dx and d square y dx square. Okay, this one very simple integration. Okay, for those of you who don't know integration, it's time for you to revise your basics. Okay, because these are quite simple terms that we have over here. Okay, so first of all, let's open up our pen. Okay, so y equals to 2 minus x, 2x plus 3 over x minus 3. Okay, the first thing I want to do is before I just go dive into the differentiation immediately, I noticed something very interesting. 2x plus 3 over x plus 3, x minus 3 itself, it is actually a improper fraction. So can I differentiate this directly? Yes, I can. But I find that I will end up doing the quotient rule, which is quite inefficient for me. Okay, so at least what I want to do is I want to make this a proper fraction. So in the case I will want to do, like I said, it's what I want. It's a personal preference. Okay, you guys can go ahead and differentiate this immediately. Okay, and you guys will get the same answer. Okay, for me, I want to take the extra step to make it a proper fraction. Okay, so 2 minus x. So instead of doing long division, from what I mentioned in the previous streams, I want to do a quick division observation over here, which is like this. Because I know 2x divided by x will give me a 2. So the one on top, I will have 2 sets of x minus 3. And then I have a minus. In the end, 2 times minus 3, I'll get minus 6. So in order for minus 6 to get plus 3, I need to add a 9. Okay, so what happens is that I will break out the fractions like this. It becomes 2 plus 9 over x minus 3. This is what I will do first. Okay, so as I expand this one, you realize that something interesting happens. The 2 gets cancelled out. So for those of you who have went into the differentiation first, go ahead. I think you guys will also get the same answer. But for me, I see from here is minus x minus 9 over x minus 3. This is what I want to differentiate, which is to me easier. Okay, easier. Okay, so let's continue on to differentiate. So my dy dx will be minus 1. And then this one will be plus 9 over x minus 3 squared. Okay, I jump a few steps over here because I didn't show you all the exact step by step how do I differentiate the second term. Okay, but if you all need, I can do it here. So this is minus, let's bring out minus times x minus 3 to the power of negative 1. So if I were to differentiate this, my minus 9 retains. I'll bring the minus 1 in front, the power minus 1, and then I'll differentiate what's inside x minus 3. Now, if I differentiate x minus 3, I'll get nothing else. It's just 1. Okay, so if I bring it back here, it'll be plus 9, and then this one becomes this one becomes a 2. So as I bring it back here, this is what I will get. So this is just for you all to quickly reference from here. Okay, by now you should be able to differentiate this very quickly already by looking at the signs and the powers accordingly. Okay, so this is for dy dx. Okay, for d square y dx square, I need to differentiate this thing again. So as you can see, minus 1 differentiate already become nothing. No more, 0 already, 0 already. Okay, so now I want to differentiate what's at the back. So it should be just remember, because this is the power minus 2, I bring the power minus 2 in front. Okay, so it becomes 9 over x minus 3 cube. Okay, cube right here. Okay, cube. So it becomes minus 18 over x minus 3 cube. This is my d square y dx square. Okay, pretty simple and straightforward. 3 marks. Quite straightforward. Okay. So this is for dy dx and d square y dx square. Okay, let's move on. Find the x coordinates of the stationary point of the curve. Okay, so when the question says stationary point of the curve, what does it mean? It just means dy dx equals to 0. There's nothing else to it. Okay, so let's write it down again. Let's bring the dy dx from the previous part, which is minus 1 plus 2 over x minus 3 squared. Is it 2 or 9? Oh, minus 1 plus 9. Sorry. Okay, so now it tells me that stationary point. Stationary point means what? Stationary point means that this thing equals to 0. So just sub it in like this. Okay, so from here, the objective is for us is to find the x coordinate. To find the x coordinate is actually very, very simple. I bring the 1 over to the other side, and then I swap the 1 and the denominator. So x minus 3 squared equals to 9 over 1, which is 9. Okay, so in the end, okay, over 9. So from here, what can I deduce? I can deduce that x minus 3 squared equals to 9, which means x minus 3 is equals to 3 or negative 3. It is very important we need to have both values, 3 and negative 3, because I don't have to reject anything. There's no limits, there's no range, no nothing. So I must keep both at the same time. So when x minus 3 equals to 3, x equals to 6. And the other side, when x minus 3 is negative 3, my x equals to 0. So x equals to 6 or 0. Okay, so these are two x coordinates. So you realize that there are two answers. So be it. Okay, so determine the nature of each stationary point. So for each stationary point, that means I need to go and find my second derivative test. When they said nature, that means I need to look at my d square y dx square. Okay, when my x equals to 6 and x equals to 0. This is what I need to find. Anyway, it's only 2 marks, so it should be very straightforward. Okay, so when x equals to 6, I need to sub in my, before I write in x equal to 6, and let's bring down the function of d square y dx square from the first part, which is minus 18 over x plus x minus 2 x minus 3. Oh yeah, bad memory. X minus 3 cube. Okay, so this is my function for d square y dx square. So all we need to do is sub in the values of x equal to 6 and x equal to 0. So first of all, when x equals to 6, d square y dx square equals to minus 18. And then this is 6 minus 3 cube 27. Okay, so this is a minus 2/3. But what is more important in this second derivative test is not the numbers, it's the sign. We are looking at whether the result that we get for d square y dx square is a positive value or a negative value, aka more than 0 or less than 0. What does this mean? Okay, so if the result of d square y dx square is less than 0, what does it mean? That means this point is a local maxima. Okay, so in case you want to know what maxima, minima is or local absolute is, okay, go back and review on your second derivative test. Okay, in short, what does it mean? If your d square y dx square is less than 0, it's a maximum point. Okay, you can imagine it like a set face. Remember when you talk about quadratic graphs, we talk about set face, happy face, sad face. If it's a negative x square graph, it's a set face. When the set face means it's a maximum point. It's a maximum point. If it's on the other hand, when the d square y dx square is positive, it's a positive. Positive means happy face. Happy face means minimum point. This is how you guys can remember. Okay, that's what I did for me. So moving on. So just now we did is when x equals to 6. But we need to also sub in for the other value as well, which is when x equals to 0. Okay, so same thing. When x equals to 0, d square y over dx square equals to minus 18 minus this 0 minus 3. So it's minus 3 the whole thing cubed. Need to take note now, the result will be minus 18 over 27, which is 2/3, which is now positive, which is more than 0. In this case, this point is a local minimum. Or you can say minimum point, up to you. Depending on how strict the school is, some people say local maxima, some people say maximum point. They mean the same thing. They mean the same thing. Okay, since they are asking more of the nature, I'll be more inclined to say local maxima, local minima. Okay, very straightforward, 2 marks. Okay, so that wrap up for this question 8. Okay, have some time to digest a bit, and then we'll move on. Okay, let's move on to our next question. Oh, what happened to my screen? Hiya. My screen froze again. Again, seriously, again. Okay, should be done by now. Okay, let's continue on to our next question. Question 9, coordinate geometry. The diagram shows a quadrilateral ABCD in which AB equals to BC, BCD is 90, and D is a point on the y-axis. The coordinates of the points ABC is 3282 and 11K. 11K sounds weird, but it's okay. Let's try. Given that K is more than 2, show that K is 6. Okay, so there's only one value of K to be found. Okay, let's fill in the information into the graph first so that we can see visually. That's always should be the first thing that you do. Don't dive into the question to calculate all that stuff. Okay, the numbers won't run away, the paper won't explode. So make sure they are given a series of word information. Same thing for primary school, same thing for secondary school. You must always learn how to connect the information that's given to you into the diagram itself. Very important. Okay, so let's fill in the points here. ABC is 3282 11K. Let's fill in the things first. So this is 11K. This is 82. This is 32. Okay, what else? And it says, oh, BCD is a 90 degree. This is 90 degree. And these two are of the same length. Okay, so maybe ABC forms an isosceles. I don't know. Do we need it? I don't know. But at least we just put it inside first. Okay, and then these. When D is on the y-axis, very important. It means what? X equals to 0. 0 something. What is that something? I don't know. But at least I leave it there first. At least we know that there is something that there should be a value there. Maybe in the subsequent questions we will need it. But put it in here first. Okay. So given that K is more than 2, show that K equals to 6. Okay, so from here, what can we see? How many marks is this? 3 marks. Okay, let's see if we have anything else that we need to add in as well. 90 degrees, 82, 3282. Okay, that's all it is. Okay, so from here, the next question will be what everyone is asking. How do I start the question? We have no idea how to start the question. Okay, so from here, it actually all starts from observation. Okay, and about experimenting and guessing what can be done and what can be further expanded on. Okay, the first thing that we see from here, since they already told me that AB equals to BC, that means can I say that the distance of AB is equal to the distance of BC? And it so happens that AB is a horizontal line. That means we can directly see the length of BC. the length of AB, isn't it? Because the length of AB is equals to 5 units because it's from 3 to 8. It's 5 units. Okay. So at the same time, can I also infer that length of BC is also 5? Correct? Very interesting question. Very interesting value that we got here. Okay. So from here, we have 11K, we have 8,2. Can I actually produce an equation that gives me an expression of A that's equals to the distance of 5? That means, what can I say here? Can I say that 5 is equals to the square root? Okay, look carefully. We are looking at the K minus 2 square plus 11 minus 8 squared. Okay, so this is what we are looking at. So from here, actually, can we solve for K? We can, right? Because this is the only equation that we have, and this is only one variable. One variable means one equation. Okay, so from here, we can actually go ahead and solve for it. All right, so if I square both sides, I'll have K minus 2 squared plus 9. Oh, just nice. K minus 2 squared is 16. So from here, can we go ahead and solve what we are looking for already? Right? So K minus 2 is equal to plus and minus 4. And from here, K minus 2 equals to 4 or K minus 2 equals to negative 4. Okay, can you follow so far? It can be quick from here because all this manipulation and expression stuff are actually quite straightforward. Okay, so from here, K equals to K minus 2 is 4, so K is 6. Or K equals minus 2 is 4, so minus 4 plus 2 minus 2. So we got two values of K. One is 6 and one is negative 2. Do you see that this K is equal to 6 is what we are looking for already? And they already told us that K is more than 2. Therefore, K equals to negative 2 must be rejected. Because K is more than 2. Therefore, K is 6. See? Perfect. Okay, so this is how we solve for K. Okay, so we got K already. Very straightforward using the length of AB and BC itself. Now let's put away the K and put in 6. Okay, let's continue. Find the coordinates of D. Find the coordinates of D, 3 marks. Okay, very interesting. So now we need to find D. This question mark here already. This question mark is really what we need to look for. And what is the most important clue that's given to us, which is this right angle. Because when we talk about right angles, what are we observing now? We are looking at the gradients. Okay, the product of the perpendicular gradients must be -1. Okay, -1. So can we use this fact to go and find the value over there? We can, right? Since now we already have BC. BC is 2 known points. That means I can go ahead and find the equation of BC. Then from there, I can go and find the line for CD. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so that will be the plan. So that means number 1, I need to find the gradient or BC. Then I need to find line BC. Then I can find the gradient of the gradient, not line BC. I don't even need to find line BC. I can just immediately equate it to the gradient of CD. When I find gradient of CD, then I can find the line of CD to find D. So this is my plan. Okay, so I'll just leave the plan at the side. You see, in every problem sum or in every sum, we must be able to do some sort of planning. So every time when we charter through the solutions, right, we know exactly what we are doing. Okay, so first of all, let's find gradient of BC. Gradient of BC. Okay, gradient of BC is what? See, it's 11, 6, 8, and 2. So from here, we can directly see that the gradient is 4/3. Okay, I'm taking 6 minus 2 divided by 11 minus 8. Okay, so the answer is 4/3. Okay, by now Sec 4, you should already know how to calculate the gradient or to see the gradient immediately. Okay, if not, you are too slow. Okay, go back and work on it. Okay, so the gradient of BC is 4/3. So from here, we can infer that the gradient of CD will be, how do we do the -1 product equal -1 thing? Okay, I don't really remember the product of perpendicular is -1 thing. I don't remember it that way. All I do, right, is two things. Number one, I write the reciprocal. Number two, I change the sign. That's all. Okay, so I say again, there are two steps. One, reciprocal, and two, change signs. So step one, step two, change the sign. So flip and change the sign. Flip and change the sign. Once you flip and change the sign, that is confirm the gradient of the perpendicular line. Okay, don't need to think about what -1 lah, or -1 divided by what lah. Okay, don't need. Okay, save the trouble. Just flip the fraction and change the sign. If the gradient is a whole number, you just write the reciprocal and change the sign. It's the same thing. Okay, don't freak out. Okay, so now we understand it's -3/4. So from here, we got the generic equation already, and then straight away we can sub in the known point, which is 11/6 over here, 11/6, to help me find the equation of that line and the y-intercept. Okay, because now we got a generic equation that looks like this. So y equals to -3/4 x plus c. So I sub in 11/6. So 6 equals to -3/4 of 11 plus c, which gives me -33/4 plus c. So from here, can I go and find what is c? I can. And this value of c is exactly the coordinates of d because it happens to be on the y-intercept. So c equals to 6 plus 33/4, which is 24. Is 24/4 ma? So this is 57/4. Okay, so I can put it as 57/4, it's fine. But to me, I need to find the coordinates of d. Therefore, my d coordinates will be 0 and 57/4. This is my answer. Okay, some of you may argue, okay, can put a mixed number or not? Can. Okay, 14 and 1/4 lah. Can. Okay, there is recently a small debate whether to leave it in the fraction, mixed improper fraction or mixed number. To me, either or is the same. Okay. Recently there's a school that actually marked down a Sec 2 student of leaving it in the wrong form. They are learning expanding of quadratic equations. Then the student left it in mixed number. Then the school, right, go and mark him down because this student never put it in improper fractions. To me, it was a standard practice, and it has always been a common practice to put it in the standard, to put it in the improper. But if the school wants to mark you down because you write in wrong form, I think the teacher is not in a good mood lah. So don't think too much lah. Okay, don't think too much. Anyway, it doesn't change the value of things. Okay, putting it in the improper helps the student to prepare for long-term calculations like binomial theorem, this kind of things, But leaving it in a mixed number makes it easier to see and to compare the values. So it really depends on what you guys are using the values for. Otherwise, don't harp too much about the markdown lah. Serious, don't harp too much. Okay, the 1 mark won't determine the big grade that you're going to get. Okay, so as long as your values is correct, you calculate everything correctly, your plan is well executed, you are good. Okay, don't worry. Okay. My wife said just don't offend the teachers. Yeah, just don't offend the teachers lah. I think it's the teacher buay song, so just wait. I don't know. Lucky I didn't know what school it was. I'm going to find what's going on already. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Find the length of CED and hence find the area of quadrilateral ABCD. hence when I see the word hence oh, my heart melt already. My heart burn already. Because if I were to have the 4 coordinates, I can immediately find the area using through this method. But now they say hence. Hence what? Using the length of CD. Then I was like, huh? Why CD though? Why do we need to do this? Then I realized one thing. This is very tricky. Okay, it's a 5-mark question. Because of the one word hence, they make that question from a 3-mark to a 5-mark, just because of the word hence. Okay, so one thing that I saw very interestingly is that if I were to cut or to draw a line from B to D like this, it forms 2 triangles. And one of them is a right angle triangle. So I think what they are trying to do is to force us to find the 2 things, the 2 triangles separately, okay, and piece them together. Okay, so we have no choice but to do it that way Since they say hence we cannot use the Schur's method. So no choice. Okay, no choice. So let's fill in the method. Let's fill in the number for this first. It's 14 1/4. Okay, so from here, let's go ahead and find the length CD first. At least we secure some marks Okay, let's find CD. Let's recall C is 11/6. D is 0 and 14 1/4. Let's find the length of CD first. Okay, so CD equals to, how do you find the length? Okay, remember the formula. The length is what? The length is the square root of rise square plus run square. Okay, for those of you who don't know what is rise and run, okay, go ahead and see how I teach people how to do the equation of memorize the equation of straight lines. And M is always equal to rise over run, rise over run. Use that method, is easier for you to apply over here as well. Okay, anyway, in any case, rise means the difference in the x coordinates. Run represents the difference in the y coordinates. Okay, that's all it is. Okay, so rise is what? Rise is 14 1/4 minus 6 the whole thing square plus run. Run is 1 to 1. Okay, I know my squares well. 11 square is 1 to 1, so I lazy to write. So I just write it. Okay, if you don't know 11 square is 1 to 1, you should go back to primary school. It is a must to go and memorize all your squares up to 20. It is a must. Okay, so 11 square 1 to 1, automatically write it down. Okay, save yourself some time. Okay, so from here, let's continue on to simplify the equation and solve it. Okay, this is actually 8 1/4. 8 1/4 is 33/4 whole thing square plus 1 to 1. Okay, at this point you can go ahead and go and solve for, go and press in calculator already. So this one is 33 36 1089 over 16 plus 1 to 1. Okay, from here, I don't know what the value is, it doesn't matter, just key in the calculator and you'll get it. Okay, so just nice, the answer is 13 3/4 exactly. Interesting. So the length is 13 3/4. So from here, actually, can we go and find the value? Or because you see, we have broken it up to 2 triangles. One is A, one is B. So this is 13 3/4. So let's continue on to use this one. And we already known in our previous parts, this is 5 units and this is 5 units. So I can use this fact to help me find my area for each of them. Okay, so let's find triangle B first, which is triangle BCD. Okay, triangle BCD. Find the area. Okay, so the area of triangle BCD is what? Half times 13 3/4 times 5. Okay, this one don't need to think so much. Press calculator can already. Okay, times 5 times 0.5. Okay, so it's 34 3/8. This is my A, this is my BCD. Okay, but that's not all. We need to find triangle A also, which is this one. Okay, same thing. I got the base is 5. Can I find the height? Actually, the height is quite straightforward, right? It's from D all the way to here, which is 2. So that means, can I say that the length over here is actually 12 and 1/4? Because it's 14 over 4 minus 2. And then this is my height, this is my base. Can I find the area as well? That is exactly how you're going to do it. Okay, so let's find A as well. So it's 5 and 12 1/4. Let's move over to one side. So area of A, B, C, D. So it's A, B, D equals to what? Half. Okay, see it. Okay, right. Closer a bit. Area of triangle ABD equals to half times 5 times 12 and 1/4. Okay, so 12.25 times 5 times 0.5. Okay, my answer is 30 and 5 over 8. Okay, so I can combine the whole thing already, which is gives me my area of my quadrilateral. So ABCD equals to 30 and 5 over 8 plus 34 and 3 over 8. Okay, exactly, you will get 64, 65 units square. This is my answer. Okay, because they use the word hence, so I have to lan sak tam and use the breaking down of triangles. Otherwise, because the thing about hence is that I had to find a purpose for finding CD. Yes, I can find the CD. I can find the length CD, but if I were to find area of triangle, area of the whole thing, I have to think, how can I utilize this length CD to help me to contribute to part of the working for my quadrilateral? That is the idea. So I see the only way I can do this, right, is to break it down to one right angle triangle and one scaling triangle. So I can at least use the 13 and 3 over 4 for something. Okay, if you were to do this, you get a full 5 marks. Otherwise, I think you'll get like 2 marks. One for the line of CD and one for the final area. Maybe you get 2 marks out of 5 lah, because you didn't use the word hence. Okay? But of course, best is just follow and just think through the process, the plan. Okay? So that is for question 9. Okay, answer is 65 units square. The number looks nice lah, so should be correct. Should be correct. Okay, so let's move on to question 10. Another 5-mark question now. Wow, check. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, 1 over square root e to the power of 2x minus 4y equals to cube root of e over e. What the hell? Okay, and 10 to the power of y over 2 to the power of x equals to 2 times 5 to the power of x plus 1. Okay, a lot of things here. Let's arrange it one by one. Okay, before I rush into naming the equation 1 and 2, can I do something and rearrange the things, right, such that it's easier for me to see in terms of x and y? Then I will name those equations equation 1 and 2. We can do that, right? Okay, it is not a must to immediately name your equations from what they give. It is not necessary. Okay, so let's look at the first one. Okay, so 1 over e to the power of 2x minus 4y equals to cube root of e over e. Okay, let's look at this one first. Okay, first of all, let's look at the left hand side. It's 1 over square root. That means if I were to take the whole power out like this, it will be e to the power of 2x minus 4y, and it's square root. If it's square root, it means it's power half. But because it is at the denominator, the power is minus half. Okay, this one must be able to swap. Okay, that's for the left hand side. For the right hand side, the one on the numerator is cube root e. Means what? It's e to the power of 1/3. Okay, 1/3. Okay, and divide by e means what? Minus 1. So equals to e to the power of negative 2/3. This is what it means. Okay, so from here we can immediately go and compare the exponents, and then we can go ahead and do some equating already. So from here, what can we see? We can see that 2y minus x equals to minus 2/3. This is my first equation. Okay. At least I look at this first equation, feels easier to solve as compared to the first e and then a lot of e stuff coming out from nowhere, and then you don't know where to start, where to end, and all these things. Okay, don't confuse yourself. Go and clarify the terms. Go and make yourself understand the terms first. Okay, then let's look at the next one, which is 10 to the power of y over 2 to the power of x equals to 2 times 5x plus 1. Okay, from here, how to solve? Okay, maybe I just shift everything to the middle. Like that. Okay, so from here, a simple and a general tip for me is that if you see 5 to the power x plus 1, that means you have a number base, and then the power, the x variable is in the exponent, right? And it's bundled together with some +1, +2 thing, right? The best practice, right, is always to separate them first. Separate them. So what you can do, right, instead of looking at it as 5 to the power x plus 1, you want to do it as 5 to the power x times 5. So what happens is that you can separate these two. It makes it easier because you want to make 5 to the power x on its own. The rest that is given to you are all the +1, +2, +3, -4, all these things, right? It's extra stuff. It is not to be considered together with the exponent itself. So the best way is to separate it. Okay, when you separate it, you see the 2 and the 5 can combine. So it's 2. The 2 and 5 becomes 10. So it's 10 times 5 to the power x. It is much easier that way. Okay, now here's the trick. You see, there's a y and x on the left hand side. What I want to do, right? I want to multiply both sides by 2 to the power x. So what do I have? So 2 to the power y equals to 10 times 5 to the power x times 2 to the power x. Do you see what happens here? These two terms becomes what? If you have the same power, if you have the same exponent, but the number base are different, you can actually multiply them together to get 10 to the power x. And then you see, now you can compare. Now you can compare. You see, now 10x plus 1. Okay, so you might be asking me now, just now you say separate. Why now you put together? I now put together because there's nothing else to do. And then I want to compare it with the left-hand side. So you see from here, I can combine the terms together and make it one singular term, which is 10 to the power of something. So that I can combine it and compare with 10 to the power of y. So from here, I look at the number. Y equals to x plus 1. This is now very easy. So this is my equation 2. So now I'm looking, instead of looking at the whole bunch of 2 to the power x stuff at the top, or the e stuff at the top, no more. I'm only looking at 2y minus x is minus 2/3. And y equal to x plus 1. That is all that I'm looking for. And it becomes very, very simple. Okay, so what we can do here, we can eliminate, we can substitute, whatever. Okay, whatever. Okay, so what I'll do, maybe I'll do sub. I sub equation 2 to equation 1. So from here, 2 times x plus 1 minus x equals to minus 2/3. 2x plus 2 minus x equals to 2/3. So x plus 2 equals to minus 2/3. X equals to minus 2 and 2/3. Okay, very straightforward. And now I sub x equals to minus 2 and 2/3 into the straightforward one, equation 2. Since y equals to x plus 1, so y equals to 2 and 2/3 plus 1, which is minus 1 and 2/3. Done. Okay, very interesting question over here, but yeah, that is exactly how we do it. Very straightforward. Okay, so x is minus 2 and 2/3, and y equals to minus 1 and 2/3. Okay, very, very straightforward. So it looks very straightforward and it looks very easy from how the way I explain it. But that is because we actually took the extra effort to go and clear up and make sense of the very overwhelmingly confusing terms at the back or at the front. So after we go and tidy up everything already, everything gets very straightforward already, very easy. Okay, so the idea into this kind of question is, number one, let's wrap up and see what's the key takeaway. Number one, these two go and separate. Okay, maybe use another color. These two go and separate. Okay, go and separate first. Okay, and the one on the left hand side, this one, go and make sense of this and the powers. Okay. So from here, you go and compare the power. So also ensure that you don't screw up in the manipulation here. Okay, and also this one, where you can combine them to 10 power x. Okay, can Okay, question B. Let's continue. A solid triangular pyramid ABCD with base ABC and vertex D such that D is vertically above A, has a base area of 8 plus 2 square root 5 cm square and a height 12 minus root 5 cm. The top part of the pyramid is removed by a cut parallel to its base and passing through the midpoint of AD. Find the volume of the remaining solid, leaving your answer in the form of 7 bracket A plus B square root 5 over 12 cm cubed, where A and B are integers. Okay, so first of all, let's establish a relationship first. Okay, A and B are not related. Okay, like I mentioned in my previous streams, if it's part 1 and part 2, they might be related. But if they are if they are A and B, they might be related. But in this case, it is not. The questions are being numbered part 1, part 2, part 3. Those are most likely to be related. Okay, so we need to go and investigate first whether is this question over here, this simultaneous equation, related to this thing. The answer to me and what I observe is no lah. So apparently they just cram two questions into one and call it A and B lah. I don't know why they do it for. I think it's stupid, but yeah. But A and B like totally no relationship one. Yep. Sometimes this works, okay. Sometimes they do have this kind of methods to cram more questions for you, calling it A and B, but it's just a different thing. Okay, I'm too hungry. I want to eat first. Okay, you all can go and try. Learn now. Huh? 有啊，可是不知道用多久啊。哎呀，不知道想吃。还没啊？要吃。Yeah, I can finish it 1 minute, I guess. Eat by 2 days time. It looks good though. They all dry out already lah. Yeah. Macam 蛋饼 already. You try?
Yeah.
Just eat lah. 还 small 的，还有一块一块的蛋饼啊。哦。 Maybe I eat and do at the same time. Nah. Tissue. Okay, so for this one, let's same thing. We understand the question, and then we do the linkage from the word information to the diagram. Okay, so D is directly above A. Okay, so if we were to see it from the side, it looks like this. No.
No, it doesn't.
Sorry. Okay, so this is A. Okay, so this is B. This is D. Okay. From here. Okay. And also, if I may, I also want to draw it over here as well. Because now they say they cut the parallel is where through the midpoint of AD. That means it's here. Where it's parallel to what? Parallel to base. Parallel to the base. So I'll just cut it along here. Okay, this one. So somewhere along here. These kind of drawings are quite important because it helps us to visualize the problem. Okay, so from here, I think these red lines are better and more effective. Okay, let's take out examples. Okay, so the thing is that if you realize what happens is that the stuff above the red line are being cut away, leaving us find the volume of the remaining solid. How to find? Okay, if you look carefully at this question, it's not just a normal search question. It's actually a congruence and similarity question. Why? Because now, oh, sorry, what happened over there? Okay, back here. Okay, so you see that this line and the line below are the same. It means, can I say that we need to also compare the ratios of the full pyramid to the top pyramid that was being cut off? Okay, so in the cross-section area, what we are looking at is like, just now that right angle triangle that I drawn, it's actually over here. And it is being cut half. Okay, so very important, we need to understand that the volume that is being cut out and what is the ratio it is to the full volume of the pyramid. Because from here, because based on the information that is given, right, we can already find the volume of the entire pyramid. But we need to find out what is the pyramid that was being cut off. Look carefully, because now in this case, what they cut off is the middle. So can I say that the top part here is actually 1 to 8 of the original full volume? Now, the next question we must be asking is why? Very important. This one comes down to scales. Okay? When the length scale, because now the length scale is 1 to 2, because the top part was cut off, is halfway down the length, halfway down the height. Means what? Now we are talking about the volume here. The volume scale we need to do 1 to 8. What does it mean? That means the volume of the stuff that's been cut off is only 1/8 of the entire pyramid. So with this in mind, if I want to find the remaining solid, that means can I say that the volume of remaining solid, here's the statement. The volume of the remaining solid, can I say is actually equals to 7/8 of the full pyramid? This is the key idea. Because 1/8 of the volume is being chopped off. So I'm left with 7/8. So as long as I find the 7/8 of the full pyramid, I got the answer already. That is how we do it. And that is the plan. Okay? Yeah. 吃东西 Okay, so 7/8 of the full pyramid. So with that, can I actually put in the stuff and find my answer already? Yes, I can, right? So 7/8 equals to base area. Okay. How do we find the volume of a pyramid? Okay, 1/3 base area times height. Okay, so it's 1/3. Put in the stuff. 1/3. What's the base area? 8 plus 2√5. What's my height? 12 minus √5. So essentially, right, the question that we have here from a 4-mark question, basically what we need to solve is this. That's it. Okay, so let's start. Okay, let's make do of the fraction in front first. Is 7/24. Then I go in, so I'm done with this one. Then I go and do the rainbow method for the back two, which is 96 minus 8√5 plus 24√5. So it's 16. Okay, then I got 2√5 times √5. Okay, minus 10. Okay, let's continue. 7/24, 86 plus 16√5. So from here, in fact, I don't even need to do any other simplification already. I want my denominator to be a 12. Okay, I want my denominator to be a 12. Can I take 7/12 times half of 86 plus 16 over square root 5? Because 7/24 equals to 7/12 times half, right? And because in my final answer, in the expression I want to get, I want it to be a denominator of 12. So all I need to do is just take 7/12 times this one. So half of 86 is 43 plus 8√5. I put it inside up here. Ta-da! My answer is out. So therefore, A is 43, B is 8. Done, 4 marks. Does it fit the format? A is 43, A is an integer, B is an integer. Yes, it is. Okay, done. See, very straightforward. I think for 4 marks, this is actually quite no-brainer. But I think the 4 marks actually lies in the thinking. The thinking of what? The thinking of the length scale, the relationship between the length and the volume scale. Some people will really go and find halfway through, then go and find the base area, then minus everything. Don't need. Okay, so this is, I would say, the more smarter way of doing it. Instead of, can you go and find the base area, the half thing? Maybe. That means you find the half, that means you find what is the base area at the red color side. Then base half 1/3 the base area the height, then minus off. Can very slow. There's too much for 4 marks. This is good enough. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Or maybe I'll take a 5-minute first. I eat first. Okay, I eat first. I give myself a break. You want to ask me, you always ask. 是马，
那什么？
是马吗？
不是太忙了，是
Okay, let's continue. Okay, a particle is moving in a straight line and passes the fixed point O at velocity 6. The acceleration of particle A is given at A equal to 2t minus 5, where t is the seconds, is the time after passing O. Find the value of t where the particle is instantaneously at rest. Okay, this one, kinematics. Okay, those of you who there is a possibility that you guys had just learned it. Okay, but in short, what does kinematics all about? You need three things: S, V, A. Okay, I put it in the middle. S, V, A. S is your displacement, V velocity, A is your acceleration. Acceleration, velocity, and displacement. Okay, so basically how this thing works is like that. When you want to go from left to right, you differentiate. When you want to go from right to left, you integrate. That's how it works. Okay? And so with this in mind, let's go on and solve the questions. Find the values of t when the particle is instantaneously at rest. When it's at rest, very important keyword. When it's at rest, means what? My v equals to 0 because the particle is not moving. Okay, is at v equal to 0. So here, what I need to do, okay, is when, you see, I'm given A, I need to find V. From A to V, I'm going from right to left. Okay, so I need to integrate. Okay, so I need to go and integrate my acceleration. So in order to integrate, so V is equals to t squared minus 5t plus c. Okay, but I have a plus c there. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, can I actually find the value of c? Yes, I can. Why? Because here they already say that when a particle is moving a straight line of fixed point O, where t is the time after passing O, means what? When t equals to 0, my v is 6. Therefore, c is 6. And therefore, v equal to t squared minus 5t plus 6. This is important. Huh? So when they say that the particle is instantaneously at rest where my v equals to 0, therefore I need to equate 5t, t squared minus 5t plus 6 equals to 0. Time for some factorization. Okay, very straightforward. 6, 1. Okay, then you realize that 6 and 1 cannot. So I can only get 3, 2, which is minus 3, minus 2. So t equals to 3 or 2. Because it said values, that means both values are to be considered. Okay, so this is for part 1, instantaneously at rest. Standard lah, this kind of questions always will be the first few parts for you to solve. Number 2, displacement of the particle from O at t equals to 3. When t equals to 3. Okay, from here, how to find? Very straightforward. Because we already have my v equals to t squared minus 5t plus 6. Okay, so in order to find my s, how do I do? I need to do another round of integration, which is t cubed over 3 minus 5t squared over 2 plus 6t plus 3. And one thing, there must be a, not 3, c. Can I find c also? Yes, I can. Why? Because when t equals to 0, my s is also 0. Because I start from the fixed point O. Okay, and that is the place where there is no displacement. So that means in this case, my c is 0. Therefore, my s equals to t cubed over 3 minus 5 over 2t squared plus 6e. Then I go and find t equals to 3. So when t equals to 3, my s is equal to how many? Okay, 27 divided by 3, 9. Then it's 5 over 2 times 5 over 5, 5 over 2 times 9. So it's 45 over 2. Okay, plus 18. So I'll get 27 minus 45 over 2, which is 22.5. So 7 minus 22.5 should be 4.5. 4.5 meter. Okay, so that's it for part 2. Part 3, the total distance traveled by the particle in the first 3 seconds of its motion. First 3 seconds. Okay, but it's very important because now they are looking for distance. Okay, we're not looking at displacement. Displacement is the net distance that is counting from O. But we may neglect some distances that is being covered where it's doing a rebound journey. Okay, and especially in the front part where you already said that at v equal to 0 is t equal to 3 or 2. Means what? Let's project the motion here. Let's say this is O, and this is where t equal to 0. That means at t equals to 2, it hits here. And when it's t equal to 3, it actually rebounded here. This is what it's supposed to be. Okay? Very, very important. Okay? So, however, we need to also go and see that means the total distance needs to be covered 2 things. There is one part in front where t equal to 0 to t equal to 2. That's 1. I need to cover a second part of the distance as well, which is when t equals to 2 to t equals to 3. So from here, how to find? Okay, from here, actually, it is very straightforward. Why? Because from here, I would already have my limits, which is t equal to 2 and t equal to 3. So therefore, when t equal to 0, everything is 0. I just need to find where t equals to 2. Okay, I also need to find the first part and the second part separately. So the first part is quite straightforward, which is the first part I put here, 2 marks. Okay. I need to find the full distance first, the full distance. Okay, so when t equals to 2. So from here, when t equals to 2, my s equals to how many? 8 over 3 minus 5 over 2 times 4 plus 12. Okay, so from here I cancel. So it's 8 over 3 minus 10 plus 12. So it's equals to 2 plus 8 over 3. 2 plus, this is 2 and 2 over 3 plus 2. So it's 4 and 2/3. Okay, so this distance over here is 4 and 2/3. But you see that you realize something very interesting here. Do you remember in the previous part that we said that the displacement from O is t equal to 3? Means what? That means the net distance for it from O is 4.5 meters. But this is only 4 and 2/3 meters. What does it mean? That means we need to understand from this projecting of motion where is the 4.5? The 4.5 must be somewhere that is starting from measure O to here. But how can this be 4.5? It cannot be 4.5. Alright. Therefore, the only possibility that it is 4.5, right, is when from t equal to 2 to t equal to 3, right, the particle actually rebounded and overshot the original point. At this point is where t equals to 3. And the displacement from here is 4.5. So you see, by calculating and thinking a bit more, we need to understand that what is the projection of movement. So when t equals to 2, it actually moves 4 and 2/3 meters to the right. But however, the displacement is 4.5 to the left. Okay, this is what we need to look out for. And therefore, the total distance will be 4 and 2/3 to the right, 4 and 2/3 to the left, and then 4.5 meters extra to the right, to the left. Okay, so the total distance is how many? It's actually 4.5 plus 2 times of 4 and 2/3. Okay, so which is this is 9/2 plus 11, 12 plus 2, 14. 14 times 2, 28/3. Okay, so it's 9/2 plus 28/3. 12 plus 2, 14. Okay, so it will be 13 and 5/6 meters. This will be the answer. A small trick there, where we have a 4.5 extra to the left. Wait. Oh, sorry, I made a big mistake. Okay, I remove this one. Okay, I retract. Wrong. I did the same question twice, but I committed the same mistake twice. Wrong. Okay, I retract again. I withdraw the projectile motion here. This is where t equals to 3. Okay. But where is 4.5? 4.5 can be here. I keep thinking that 4.5 is bigger than 4 and 2/3. That's why, let's say something wrong. Okay, so this is the point where t equals to 3. So we need to account for this distance, which is distance over distance 2. So this one is actually 4 and 2/3 minus 4.5. So it's 2/3 minus half lah. So it's 1/6 meter. So this part over here is 1/6 meter. So therefore, the whole distance is actually 4 and 2/3, the total, equal to 4 and 2/3 plus 1/6. This should make more sense now. Plus 14/3. Correct. Is equal to 4 and 5/6 meter. Yes, correct. This makes more sense now. I should be one going back to primary school. My fraction cannot arrange in ascending order. Wrong, okay. Okay, this makes more sense now. Okay, last half an hour. Okay. See, we are able to finish the paper today. Okay, let's go. Fx is 2 sine x/2. Gx 3 cosine x plus 1, where 0 to x to 2 pi. State the period of fx. The period of fx very straightforward. It's just 4 pi. Why? Because in this 2 sine x/2, I can also rewrite it as half x. What does this half mean? This half means that from 0 to 2 pi, it can only do half a cycle. Okay, that means to do a full cycle is 4 pi. That's why it says state. That means you must know immediately. Okay, take the smallest value of fx. The smallest value of fx, because the amplitude is 2 and it's a normal sine graph. Okay, it's not being amplified or whatsoever. Half x. half x only affects the period. It doesn't apply anything else. So therefore, the smallest value of fx. Let me see. Half x. Half x. The smallest value of fx is -2. Okay, this one I had some deliberation and hesitation as well, because the answer key says 0. I did the paper already. The answer key says 0. But I see here, see there, look up, look down, I still think it's -2. Can someone shed some light into this? You know why? My wife says don't know. Okay. Answer key says 0 there. How can the smallest value of fx be 0? If I were to sketch my graph, this is 2, this is -2, this is 2 pi. So it's, oh, I know why already. Yeah, I got tricked. Yes, because a full sine curve looks like this, but it's half x, so it's way like that. It haven't even touched the negative value yet, so it's 0. Wow, trick question. Answer key 0 is correct. But now finally I understood. Just sketch and see. Sketch and see. 0. Okay, state the largest value of gx4, because it's 3 plus 1, 4. Okay, state the largest value of fx minus gx. So therefore, it must be 4 minus 0, which is 4. Straightforward. That 2 lines means modulus. Modulus. Modulus means everything you see just positive. That's called modulus. That's all. Sketch on the same axis the y of y fx and y gx. So let's write down the equations again. 2 sine x over 2 and y equals to 3 cosine x plus 1. That's what we are looking for. Okay, so from here, let's look at it one by one. This is my, okay, so this is my 2 pi. This is my 2 and -2. So of course, it have like this. Okay, a nice curve. Okay, where the peak is 2. So this is my 0, this is my y, and then this is my pi. Okay, 3, this is for y equals to 2 sine x over 2 for 0 to 2 pi. So let's write it here. So y equals to fx. Next one, let's use another color. Y equal to 3 cosine x plus 1. Okay, y equal to 3 cosine x plus 1, it means the whole thing has been shifted up by 1 unit. So let's draw a new axis called 1. Let's pretend that's our new axis. Then we need to sketch our cosine graph from there. Okay, so from here, the largest value is 4. That means I need to extend my y-axis. Okay, so I go up a bit more. Not very accurate, but yeah, you get the point. So from there, how do we do it? So it means it starts from the top to come down. Okay, and the minimum point will be how many? It will be -2. Okay, because it's shifted up by 1 unit. So it will be 4 to -2, and then back here again. So let's shift this away. Let's shift this away. Yeah, actually got so much space at the bottom, why I don't use. Okay, let's shift it down here. And then let's shift this down back here. Okay, just like that. So from here, how do we draw? Same thing. At the bottom, it should be here. And then it will come back up to here at 2 pi. That is 3 cosine x plus 1. Okay, so it will come down. It will be down. Okay, that's a bad one. Let's try again. Down and peak and up again. No, don't autocorrect for me, please. Okay, like that. So it will be Okay, just I make some fine tuning, here. So if I were to draw imaginary dotted line over here, so this point will be 2 pi 4. Then this one would be pi and -2. Okay, all of these points must be, must be plotted out. Okay, when they say sketch, this is what we need to sketch. Okay, but very interestingly, right, we didn't sketch the x-intercepts for the y equal to gx. Okay, why? Because it's a sketch. I don't need to calculate. I just need to put in the crucial points here already. Okay, hang on, I pick out a quick. Okay, so back here. So these are the points that we need to do. Anyway, it's a sketch. Okay, let's move on. Given that the solution of equation fx equal to gx is a and b, where a is smaller than b, state the range of value of x for which fx is more than or equal to gx. So from here, we need to understand where is a, where is b. Where's a, where's b? This is my a. And this is my b. Because at these two intersection points are the points where fx equals to gx. Did they ask you to go and solve for the value? No. So if you go and solve for the value, you are taking too much time and you're not reading the question. The question is only 1 mark. Okay, so depending on what they're asking you, read the question carefully. Okay, state the range of values of x for which a and b. For which fx is more than gx, means fx is higher and gx is at the bottom. So where is the region? Here. So at this point, what should be the inequality be? It should be a x b. Done. Less than or equal to, since they ask for equal to, the equal to sign should be here. So a to x to b. 1 mark, instant. Okay? And we are done. Yay! We are done with this paper. Yay! I shall not continue because if you look at the top left-hand corner, you see that this paper got 333 pages. No, because it's a compilation of all the different schools. Okay, so I will stop here today. Yay! So in case of got any questions you all can ask, can just feel free to ask. Okay, otherwise we are kind of like done. Okay, yeah. Okay, so for those of you who are online or watching this live stream, maybe I'll just do a quick shout out for my exam training programs. Again, yes, because exam training programs, the registrations are still ongoing. Okay, even though we are already started already, and tomorrow we are starting with P6 Maths and Science. Tomorrow is Science, the day after is Maths. So our P6 sessions are actually quite popular. So a lot of people are signing them kids up already. Okay, so if you all want to like continue to promote or let your friends know, okay, you all feel free to let them know about it. And then if they want to continue to sign up for the subsequent sessions, which is on Friday and Saturday. Friday for P6 Science, Saturday for P6 Maths. If they want and are keen to interested, just let us know and then we can do the signing up for them. Okay, that's for the exam training program. Yeah. Then what else? What else are there? Okay, subsequently, maybe I'll also move more into lower secondary topics or maybe PSLE topics as well. Okay. Maybe I'll just insert in one question that I got from today because I've been having a lot of P6 inquiries on P6 inquiries questions. Okay, so one question I came across, maybe I can just write it down. I don't know, I have not went through any P6 papers yet, okay, except for my exam training program, but I see if there's a chance for me to go through P6 papers on iPad, so I can just do here. Wait, let me go and find where the question is. Okay, so this is just one extra question for P6 students. And then maybe you all can think of it with me. Okay. Okay, so it looks like this. I write down this question so you can think about it. Okay, there are 8 boys and 14 girls. Okay, P6 guys, P6. Okay, each of them, okay, equal number of sweets is given to each of them. Okay, so here's the thing. When the girls gave 2/3 of the sweets to the boys have 264 more sweets than girls. Okay, so how many sweets did the girls give the boys? I have an initial solution to this, but my initial idea led me to a conclusion that this question is unsolvable because of the numbers. It's not a whole number. But it seems to me that some other people had a solution to this, but I think the rationale is wrong. So I want to discuss it over here and for you guys to think through whether it makes sense or not. 8 boys and 14 girls, an equal number of sweets is given to each of them. When the girls give 2/3 of the sweets to the boys have 264 more sweets than the girls. How many more sweets did the girls give the boys? How many sweets did the girls give the boys? Okay, so my idea is that, okay, hear me out. My idea is that if girls give 2/3 of their sweets to the boys, that means I need to go and find what is 2/3 of 14. In this case, would be 28/3. That means 28/3 units of sweets is given from girls to boys. So that means right now is, let's say the sweets is boys to girls is now is 8 to 14, ma? So now when I minus 28/3 from the girls and I add it over to the boys, then I will have the boys having 264 more switch cycles. Correct? 2/3 ma. Okay, so from here, I will want to go and solve for what is 8 plus 28 over 3, which leads me to get an answer of 17 and 1/3, which is equals to 52 over 3, which is what we have here. Okay, then 14, after I minus 28 over 3, I will get 14 minus 28 over 3. I will get 14 over 3. Okay, so this is the new amount of switches that boys have. This is the new amount of switches that girls have. So if I want to find the difference, it will be 52 units minus 14 units is 38 units. And from here, I can conclude that 38 units is 264. But however, when I go and calculate, I realize that 1 unit is 6.97. This leads me to a dilemma. Is my method wrong? So apparently the answer key that they give is 52 minus 28. I don't know whether is this correct or not. So they say 52 minus 28 is 24 units. So 24 units is 264. Therefore, 1 unit is 11. Then I was like, it shouldn't be this case, man. Because 28 units is what is given over from girls to boys. So I'm comparing the new amount that they have. That leads me is either that I'm trying to pinpoint an error. Because this is what the answer key gave. Did Misty reply? Huh? On the train, why you on the train not driving me? Huh?
Husband took the car.
Husband took the car.
Time for conference.
Okay, so this is the question that got me very perplexed. I don't know if you guys got any ideas of this. Oh, also my Facebook hang, I don't know since how long. Wow, since so long. So what? What? Okay. So 8 boys and 14 girls, equal number of switches is given to each of them. Girls are given 2/3 of the switch to the boys. The boys have 2/6 more switch and girls. Hey, help me out, eh? This is P6 question. Please help me just for one question.
When you retire from physics function, don't touch me.
My wife want to retire from P6 man. How?
Alright.
Bye. No bye. But how? I can't seem to think of any other solution. I cannot accept the one on answer key. I cannot accept this one. 52 minus 58 minus 28. Unless they tell me, how can it be 28 units? I gave away 2/3 ma. I'm left with 14 over 3 ma. So if I'm comparing the after, this is the boys, which is after. This is the girls, that's after. So I'm comparing these two ma, should be 38 units ma. Why is it that it's 52 minus 28 leh? I don't think so. I really don't think so. It doesn't make sense to not to take 52 minus 28. Can anyone shed some light to this? Wow, very basic over here. Where I can solve all the sec4 integration and all the differentiation shit I stuck at physics. But this is okay. I'm trying my best to understand. This is 52 over 3. This is 14 over 3. So I'm comparing what's after that. Unless you tell me that how it still don't make sense. I'm supposed to take 52 minus 14, isn't it? How? Unless this question will only make sense if it's not 264, it's 266. Because 266 divided by 38 gives me 7. 1 unit is 7. That will make sense. But this is, I cannot understand why is it 26. Why is it not? Why is it 264? The boys had 264 more sweets than ghosts. How do I take 52 minus 28? 28 is the amount of sweets that is being transferred over. Unless the question says 264 more sweets than before. Added 264 more sweets. Then this makes sense. 52 minus the 28. At first is 24 units. Then that will make sense. When they not 264 more, that goes. Okay, let me go and seek some help for this one. Oh, Matthew. I think I'm calling again. So this is the one that I'm very perplexed about. So if you all got any idea how to do this, let me know. But I seriously don't think it's 28. It should be 14. Unless I calculate wrongly. Cannot be a calculate wrongly. The numbers are just there. Did I make any calculation errors? Can help me check? But otherwise, I sincerely think that my solution is correct. That this question is unsolvable. Or either that or the numbers are being mixed up already. Or the numbers is being keyed in with errors. That's the only possibility I can think of. Let me take a photo of this. I try to ask my Twitter friends. If they cannot answer, then I'll just send it to my ultimate backing. Yeah, which is Discord. Okay, so those of you who don't know what Discord is, there is a Discord server called Mathematics, but it's being created by Discord themselves. So there will be a lot, like 1,000 million max helpers, they call it helpers over there online, ready to help you on these questions. Okay, so if you guys are using Discord, go and check it out. It's a big paradise out there. Let me ask my friends first. I sincerely think that this is This is very, very, very frustrating. But let's say they times, I don't know, let's say they times 3. I'm just trying to work my way out, okay? So let's say it's 8 to 14. So it's times 3, so it's 24 to 42. Okay? Even if I were to do this, I minus 28 from here, I pass it over to here. That gives me 52 over 14. Still, I still need to find 38 units to be 264. How can it be minus 28? Okay. Then my friend is replying. Hopefully she's replying. Hey, reply.
对，
我知啊。
你在喂，
嗯，
你在喂奶，
唔係我哋啊。
你在做老肥不？
嗯，
哎，以后就到了。
我沒有。
Next question，你写的你
Maybe doing halfway, then suddenly the baby crying. all our colleagues become fathers already. Okay.
last
Where got last in queue? Still got a lot lor. You know who? The
带有
A.
个 M，
Start with the A.
带有个 A，double A，
Where got
two
double
M's，
two M's? Two M's. 谁講 two M's?
两个 M 啊，一个叫麦克风。
Okay, can. Yeah, inside joke.
M
Why you online? YJ online.
online, then he was reading it, then the phone was baby cry.
Hey, I got send solution to him lah. It's okay lah. 不要这样嘞，不要这样嘞。你别重要。But over the past few months, we see a lot of very devilishly hard P6 questions. Then yeah, it's very obvious that the PSLE standard is not that difficult, but it's very obvious that the school want to torture that kids. Oh yeah. Or not torture that kids.
Yeah. Make them more volatile.
Okay. If there's an update to this question, whether it works, whether it's correct or not, then I will maybe share with everyone online next week. Okay. Otherwise, then we have come to the end of Quickfire. I know this question is not solved, but then I also find it very quickly that this is not solved. But I hope to get a solution as soon as possible. Okay, so I try my best to solve this question as soon as possible so I can share with you guys next week. Okay, otherwise then we'll end the Quickfire today and then I'll see you guys next week. Okay, bye bye.